Welcome inside the Levy Center on the campus of Santa Clara University. This is the WCC on ESPN+. And this afternoon, a Bay Area rivalry matchup as the Broncos of Santa Clara get set to host the St. Mary's Gales. Hi again, everybody. I'm Joe Ritzo alongside Micah Paik. Great to be with you here from the Mission campus. And Micah, another big game really for both schools. It's a rivalry matchup and both looking to move up here in the conference standings.
Yeah, as we get towards the end of the season, every game matters, especially in conference games. And this is a game the Broncos, they really want to win. They've lost the last 5 against against St. Mary. So you know they want to come out here with energy and get this win at home.
St. Mary's beat Santa Clara just 2 weeks ago in Moraga, so the Broncos looking to even things out here today. This is the St. Mary's starting 5. Maya Jones, number 9, a redshirt freshman guard, went off for 22 points against the Broncos in that game a couple of weeks ago. Okuso, the leading scorer for St. Mary's. Allie Bamberger, she's been around a while. 1,000-plus point scorer in her career. Hannafin and Mastora round out the starting 5 for Jeff Kammen's St. Mary's Gales. Meanwhile, for the Santa Clara Broncos, they come in 6-4 in conference play, 18-7 overall. Very familiar starting 5, very experienced group. Keely Frawley, Olivia Pollard. Pollard's been lights out from deep here over the last several weeks. Ashley Haraki, Laura Edmondson, and Tess Heel coming off of the 29-point effort for the Broncos in the blowout win on Thursday night against San Diego. Heel reaching 1,000 career points in that effort. So should be a great matchup here, Santa Clara and St. Mary's, as we take a look now at the WCC standings, brought to you by Lenardi's Market. The Broncos come in tied for 3rd with the San Francisco Dons. San Francisco has a big game coming up this afternoon against Pacific, and then you see St. Mary's there. They've dropped back a little bit. In fact, they haven't won since they beat the Broncos a couple of weeks ago. The Gales come in at 3-6, currently in 7th place.
Yeah, Santa Clara got off to a rough start in conference play. They were the last to conference play. Bill Carr talked about how he was a little worried about that, but they've really turned around 5-2 in their last 7 conference games and have turned around that 1-3 start.
Broncos come in with an impressive 9-1 record here on their home floor. The one loss coming to Gonzaga a couple of weeks ago. You mentioned the really one-sided nature of this season series in recent years. The Gales, like you mentioned, having won 5 in a row. It's been since 2021 that Santa Clara last beat this St. Mary's team. I'm sure Bill Carr and his group feel like they are well overdue to finally get one here against the Gales. Yeah, and Bill Carr talked about against San Diego just the other night, it starts with defense. He talked about their offense was great against San Diego, but it all goes back to defense, and it's the same thing here. They're the best ranked defense in the WCC for a reason. They need to prove it on their home floor. St. Mary's won by 7 against Santa Clara, 74-67. in Moraga 2 weeks ago. The Gales coming off of a game Thursday night up in San Francisco, and they battled. They were seemingly playing from behind the entire way. They scored only 1 point in the first quarter, which really put themselves in a big hole, but they were right there at the end. Ultimately, it was just too large of a deficit to overcome, with USF coming away with a 59-54 win. So the Gales looking to split on their road trip before they head back home. And for the Broncos, looking for a perfect week at home after that 83-57 victory on Thursday against the Toreros. All right, we're ready to go. The Broncos in their usual home whites, the Gales in the road navy blues, and we are underway here from the Levy Center. Santa Clara, St. Mary's in a Bay Area rivalry matchup. This is always an intense game when these two schools get together, as Hannafin underneath couldn't finish. A Broncos rebound, and Santa Clara with their first possession. Broncos coming across kind of a guessing game to see which zone the St. Mary Gales go to first. They did 2-3, 1-3-1, 3-2, all of them against them the other night. Here's a three-pointer, a deep 3 from Olivia Pollard, picking up right where she left off in that win a couple of days ago. 3-0 Santa Clara. Is it too early to say that we can get used to seeing a lot of that tonight? Man, she has been on an absolute heater recently. Pollard, the last 3 games now, is 13 for 16 from three-point range. That is a remarkable percentage. Gales looking to answer. Here's an open three from the wing. Off the mark from Hannafin. And the Broncos will look to push. Leading early here 3-0. First quarter action from the Levy Center. Pollard looking for Edmondson. That pass, though, a little too tall, and a turnover.
The Gales need to get off to a good start here in this first quarter. You mentioned it earlier. They have been outscored 6-31 in their last two games in the first quarter. It's like Sisyphus pushing that rock up the hill the whole game.
So look there at Jeff Kamen, first-year head coach of the St. Mary's Gales, coming to Moraga after 6 seasons as the head coach, the women's program at Long Beach State. Big West Coach of the Year there a couple of seasons ago. And now a Gales turnover as Alcuso stepped on the baseline. Back to Santa Clara, 3-0 lead.
You mentioned it, Joe. They came out a little flat-footed against the Gales 14 days ago. They have a lot more energy here tonight.
They certainly do. I'm sure a point of emphasis on the Santa Clara side as Haraki trying to split the defenders. Lost it momentarily. Broncos, they'll get it back. Now a trap. Haraki in trouble. Trying to get it to Edmondson, and now finally a steal as Jones comes away with it.
If you're the Broncos, you got to go to the ball. You see the ball handler in trouble. You got to make yourself available. Can't just stand there.
Here's Bamberger underneath, and Ali Bamberger. Over 1,100 career points. Most of that was St. Mary's. Began her career at the University of Washington. And she is a force down low for this St. Mary's program.
Yeah, good job sealing there for Bamberger to get 2 easy points.
Broncos with a 3-2 lead. Here's Haraki, an open three. She misses with a rebound to Frawley. Frawley got tripped up. No call. And eventually it's in the hands of Hannafin. Here's a wing three. Too long from Jones. Offensive rebound. And the finish from Alcuso.
Alcuso just won her 5th freshman of the week. She is so good. She doesn't do a lot from the outside. She loves to take the ball into that painted area and use her bigger frame to get points.
Alcuso about 11.5 points per game, which leads St. Mary's. There's an answer for Santa Clara, and a three from Keely Frawley.
All chords there from Frawley. Great job by Santa Clara keeping the ball moving, not having it stick like they did the last 2 possessions down.
Frawley, a 35% three-point shooter, hit 5 threes last Saturday in the win at Pepperdine. As that ball thrown away, a Gales turnover with Santa Clara leading here early 6-4.
The Broncos are just a very good three-point shooting team, and I know a lot of news has been made about Pollard, but they do it a lot by committee. They have a lot of good players who can come in even off the bench and get some quick threes. Looks like a 1-3-1 here from the Gales.
Back in the hands of Tess Heel. Perfect. Heel for 3. And that's 3 threes now, accounting for all 9 Broncos points.
Yeah, and that's a big 3 there by Tess Heel. She's missed her last 5 three-point attempts. She's actually been in a little bit of a long-distance shooting slump, so good to see her kind of shoot her way out of it.
9-4 Broncos. Here's Bamberger. She's open. She can make that. Off the back rim, however, and Frawley the rebound. Heel looking to push. Back to Pollard. Pollard, yes.
Could have been and 1 there, too. She got hit there on the hand. Man, Pollard is scorching hot recently.
She's made both of her three-point attempts. It forces an early St. Mary's timeout. Broncos off to a strong start here at the Levy Center. We'll step aside with 5:36 left of the first. 12-4, Santa Clara. 12-4, the early lead for the Broncos here over the St. Mary's Gales. Broncos 4 out of 5 from three-point range. Not even yet halfway through this first quarter. Broncos average about 8 threes made per game, which is second best in the conference. St. Mary's out of the timeout. Ruby Vlahov, number 12, into the game. Emily Foy, number 8, also has checked in. Hannah Rapp also in off the bench. Not a particularly deep St. Mary's team right now. They only dressed 9 players for this one today.
A nice set there by St. Mary's, couldn't pay it off. Little deja vu here, down big again in the first quarter.
Heel kicks it out to Frawley. Now back to Heel. 8 to shoot. Nice pass down low to Keely Frawley and the reverse layup.
Great find there from Tess Heel. If you're St. Mary's on the defensive end, it kind of goes back to knowing your personnel. You've given them threes to Pollard and Frawley, maybe the 2 best three-point shooters on this Broncos team. You got to know your personnel, got to get out on the shooters.
Heel, by the way, 17 assists last 2 games. She has been distributing well here lately.
Good defense.
Good defense down low from Frawley. The Broncos with the ball up 14-4.
I'll be surprised if they stay in this 1-3-1 for much longer. It looks like they might be out of it early. Didn't really work well the first game they met up, and doesn't really seem too effective here early on.
Rocky missing the shot. Broncos, though, 5 out of 7 from the floor in the early going, and we're going back the other way. An offensive foul, which will be against Bamberger. That was a nice moment, Micah, before the game. A little ceremony involving Broncos head coach Bill Carr, presenting a commemorative ball to Tess Heel to honor her great accomplishment, reaching 1,000 career points back on Thursday night.
And I loved what he talked about last postgame, just saying, you know, it's not by accident. This girl puts in the work. She stays late at practice. She's the first one there. And, you know, this is not just by chance that she gets 1,000 points.
One of only 3 active sophomores in the country with 1,000 career points. It's not something you see very often from a second-year player. Emma Schaefer off the bench, creating a second chance opportunity. Mariah Hudgens rolls out. Another rebound from Schaefer. She's working hard, but unable to finish.
Great effort there by Schaefer, though. Just staying committed on the glass. Way to battle.
Gale's been stuck on 4 points for a while, no longer. And that's Allie Bamberger. She's at 19 threes now on the year. It's certainly a part of her game, and has got 5 of the 7 St. Mary's points now.
Yeah, she can fill it up from beyond the arc at 33%.
Heel trying to answer, no good, but Emma Schaefer saves it from going out of bounds. Here's Mariah Hudgens, corner 3. That's no good, and Hannafin the rebound.
A good look on the second chance opportunity. Hudgens, one of their better three-point shooters there, getting a good corner look. But it all goes back. Schaefer is crashing the boards as soon as she got into the game.
Statistically, the Broncos a significant rebounding advantage. There's Ashley Haraki, the steal and the finish.
That's what she does.
Haraki, the second most steals in the conference this year. Outstanding defensive player. And the Broncos back up by 9 inside of 2 minutes left here in quarter number 1.
In a team highlighted by shooters, you need players to make those winning plays, and that's Haraki.
Here's a 3 off the back rim from Vlahov. Broncos with the basketball, up 16-7. Tess Heel goes all the way.
Just relentless to the hoop there. She would not be denied on that drive.
Heel with 5 points. Broncos their largest lead underneath, and a foul will send St. Mary's to the line. The foul on Pollard. First foul of the Broncos today.
That's what you want to see if you're the Gales. They won the free throw battle in the first game, which was huge. They shot 21 free throws. So getting to the line is going to be huge for them tonight.
We'll take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by A Tool Shed Rentals. We'll start on the St. Mary's side, and yeah, they need to get off to a better start after just 1 point in the first quarter on Thursday against USF. It has been better, but yet still finding themselves looking at a double-digit deficit. They have to crank up the pressure D. That was a big part of their win against Santa Clara a couple of weeks ago. And get the game to the fourth quarter on the road. This has been a very one-sided season series the last really 3 years now. And maybe some of that doubt would creep into the minds of the Santa Clara players if St. Mary's can get this one close into a late game situation. A couple of free throws for Emily Foy. And we had an official going to the scorer's table, but all straightened out now. 18-9 is the Santa Clara lead.
I like the ball pressure here by the Gales after the free throws.
Here's Hudgens. Nice step through move. Everything but the finish. Final minute here of the first quarter. Gales shooting it at just 30% from the floor. And there's a good look for Allie Bamberger. She has been St. Mary's best player here in the opening stanza.
Exactly what the Gales need to do. They need to use their size here, Joe. They're the bigger team. They got Bamberger. Got to go inside.
Here's Heel driving out to Ashley Haraki. She misses, and a foul underneath will be against St. Mary's. I beg your pardon. Now we get a signal that it's going back the other way, and a foul on Mariah Hudgens.
Yeah, Hudgens just got caught tangled up there. Just trying to fight for the rebound, kind of had poor positioning.
Number 9, Micah Jones back in the Gales.
Just 2 team fouls for Santa Clara. St. Mary's can hold it for the final shot here with 26 seconds on the game clock.
A weathered storm here for the Gales. They were down big at the start, only a 7-point game, a chance to cut it to maybe a 2-possession game here.
Cuso dribbling out near center court. Now she'll go inside of 10 seconds. Little hesitation move and couldn't finish the layup. Schaefer had the rebound. Now a fight for the ball underneath. Schaefer comes away with it. And a 3/4 court shot is no good to end quarter one. And it's a 7-point Santa Clara lead. The Broncos led by Olivia Pollard, 6 points. Bamberger 7 to top St. Mary's. After 1 here at the Levy Center. It's Santa Clara 18, St. Mary's 11. Goes by 7 after 1 quarter here against St. Mary's. Be sure to join us on Thursday, February 15th, as the Santa Clara softball team hosts Nevada in their home opener. That'll be at 4 p.m. Pacific, right here on ESPN+. Broncos with the first possession here of the second quarter.
Looks like they came out here kind of in a man here. Rare to see St. Mary's go man.
Haraki gets trapped along the baseline and was out of bounds.
Let's see if the Gales start to go inside here a little bit more. That was really their key in the first matchup. It led to a lot of free throws, double teams down low, people cutting off ball. They got to get the ball into the painted area. They're a little too perimeter oriented.
Gales 33% shooting in that first quarter, 1 of 5 3-point range. Losing the dribble there was Jones, and it's out of bounds to the Broncos.
And Jones, that's them getting caught up in the Broncos game. They're not a 3-point shooting team. They don't have a lot of players on this team who can really fill it up on a consistent basis. So they got to go inside.
Jade Kadee checks in for the first time for Santa Clara. Good shooter off the bench.
In a 3-2 here, look for something to go to the basket.
Schaefer quickly back out to Tess Heel. Heel off to the right, but another offensive rebound, Emma Schaefer. Now a pass into the opposite corner, and Olivia Pollard hits her third 3.
Pollard has been unbelievable. I like to give myself credit. You know, I was here for the Pepperdine game where it really started off this run, but she has just been unbelievable in her recent games, really kind of taking the load off Tess Heel and getting them out of that slump they were in.
Pollard in her last 7 games shooting 64% from three-point range, averaging about 19 points per game during that stretch. Missed 3 on the other end from Hannah Rapp.
We talk about Pollard, but Schaefer already with 7 rebounds tonight, coming off the bench.
She's done that in about 5 minutes. Here's a spin and a finish for Mariah Hudgens, her first points.
Pollard's streak also continues now to 8 games with at least 2 or more threes.
Well long on the corner 3 there from Astora. Gales, though, an offensive rebound. Shot clock did not reset. Allie Bamberger hits her second 3. And Bamberger is keeping the Gales within striking distance here by herself.
Yeah, she's kept them tethered to this game. Those 2 threes she's hit are big threes for the Gales.
10 of St. Mary's' 14 points have come from Bamberger. Broncos with a 9-point lead. Here's Heel spinaching and shakes the defender. Give her 2 more.
The Melbourne Magician, what a move that was. And she does the defense on the other end, breaking up the fast break opportunity.
What a move, Tess Heel. Frawley and Edmondson back in as we get another look at that last possession.
Let me get some butter with that roll. What a move that was.
Number 8, Emily Floyd.
Exactly kind of what you think would happen. Pollard and Heel off to a hot start. I know there's been some other contributors, but they've made up, you know, over 50% of their offense over these last 4 games. Against San Diego, they made up 56% of their, excuse me, against St. Mary's the first time, they were 56% of their points.
Broncos off to a much better start in this matchup here against St. Mary's compared to a couple of weeks ago. It was an uphill climb pretty much that entire contest for Santa Clara. There's a 3 that misses off the glass from Foy.
Great job in the rotations there by the Broncos. They triple teamed Bamberger down low, and still everyone was able to get back.
Now a foul on the other end, and free throws coming for Tess Heel.
24, Zariah Alcuso. That's her first.
Good to see the Broncos get to the line here a little bit more. They only had 4 free throws against the Gales in their first meeting.
Shooting foul. 2 shots.
Here's the keys to the game on the Broncos side, and containing Maya Jones, who went for 22 in that first meeting. Jones has yet to score in today's game. Stay hot from 3. Well, check that one off, at least here in the first half, with 5 made threes. And control the glass. Broncos feel like they've got an advantage there. Second best rebounding team in the conference. St. Mary's is last. And Santa Clara right now out-rebounding St. Mary's 15-6. So I'd say that's check, check, and check there so far.
Yeah, I'd say you could coach this game. They're doing all 3 early on. I mean, you have Schaefer on the boards, Pollard on the threes, and Maya Jones really hasn't gotten anything really so far.
It's all added up to a 12-point lead here for Santa Clara. We're in the second quarter. Astora driving, and it's blocked out of bounds. More good Broncos defense.
Well, Pollard's, you know, she's a shooter now. After these last few games, she always was a shooter, but she really started on the defensive end. She leads the team in blocks, and right there gets another one.
Only 4 seconds on the shot clock here for St. Mary's as Maddie Narrow is going to come in for the first time. Tess Heel will get a breather to the bench with 8 points. Now with the shot clock winding down, the miss from Alcuso. She got a look there. Broncos with a 12-point advantage. This matches their largest lead here of the first half.
Gales going fully man here, getting out of that zone for the first time.
Narrow, some contact, and she'll go to the free throw line.
Nice job there by Narrow, just being the aggressor. Comes in right off the bench. They really don't have anything going that set. Took up 20 seconds, not really doing much. Just decides, you know what, I'll take it in my own hands, drive, get some contact, go to the charity stripe.
Lahov and Rapp back in for St. Mary's. Narrow off a strong game here on Thursday. 6 points in only 11 minutes against San Diego. Freshman point guard from Beaverton, Oregon. Misses the first free throw.
And, you know, she's kind of right behind Tess Heel right now in that point guard role, but she's going to learn so much from Tess Heel. When Tess Heel leaves eventually, Narrow's really going to grow into that role as a point guard.
27-14. Broncos ahead inside of 6 minutes remaining here in the second quarter.
I could probably feel it. Just sensed it. I didn't see it though.
Good ball movement here from the Gales. The miss, though, from Vlahov. Second chance opportunity. Hannafin wide open for three, and she drains it.
That's what happened to the Broncos in their first meeting. They would double team someone in the post. They would rotate a little late, and it would lead to some sort of mismatch. There they got the offensive glass leading to that second chance opportunity, but they got to match up quicker.
Jade Kadee looking to answer. Misses on the three, and a rebounding foul will be on Laura Edmondson.
Santa Clara foul, 13, Laura Edmondson. Her first
Only the first team foul on the Santa Clara here in the quarter. Of note, Bamberger is on the bench with 2 fouls. Significant for St. Mary's, leading the Gales with 10 points.
Let's see if Alcuso can get going in the meantime. The team's leading scorer has been quiet so far tonight.
Alcuso's got it now, gives it up. 5 to shoot. Mastora going baseline, too long on the runner. Edmondson the rebound.
Good rebound there by Edmondson.
Arrow finds Frawley. Frawley driving baseline off glass.
That's a great job by Keely Frawley getting that ball, knowing that she's got a closeout opportunity, rips through, goes right to the hoop, catches the defender flat-footed.
12-point lead for Santa Clara. Gales shooting it at just 29%. Now a steal. Narrow, 2 on 3. Kicks it out now to Frawley. And now the Broncos will set something up. Kadee around the screen. Back out to Frawley. Good defense here on this set for St. Mary's.
Yeah, they got to go quick.
Pollard can't get that one to go, but retrieves her own miss. Shot clock will reset to 20. Here's Narrow still with the dribble. Trying to make a move, spinning in the lane, misses off the glass. And that was just terrific defense, that entire sequence there for St. Mary's.
Yeah, almost 45 seconds of just nothing.
Mastora for 3, and she's got one.
So a couple big shots there for the Gales to kind of get themselves back to a single-digit game. Like Sisyphus, they don't go away. They keep rolling that rock.
Mastora missed nearly a month due to a concussion. Just came back on Thursday. Here's Olivia Pollard, a rare miss from 3, but another Broncos offensive rebound. Jade Kadee, deep 3. That's off the mark.
If they're a second quicker on that rotation, Pollard knocks that 3 down most likely without the closeout.
Gales have pulled within 9 here. 2:45 until halftime. Mastora, who just hit that last 3 with the dribble, looking for some direction from the bench. She's got to go now, and misses that shot badly. Awkward possession for St. Mary's that trip. Broncos have gone over 2 minutes without scoring. Narrow looking for a help. Now Pollard, the high-low to Laura Edmondson. There's a good look and a bucket.
Nice tic-tac-toe there from the Broncos. Got to keep the ball popping, especially when you have double on you. Great recognition there to know there's going to be a player open.
Back to a double-digit lead, 31-20. The Santa Clara advantage. Baseline jumper, a little long from Vlahov.
Good pump fake, got herself open, couldn't knock it down. Staying in that man.
Cadiz swings it over to Frawley, 10 to shoot.
They got to go here.
And now a foul underneath. It had been a long time till we had a whistle. And finally a St. Mary's foul with 1:24 on the clock. And that'll be our media timeout here in this second quarter. Broncos up 11, 31-20, looking to even the season series against their Bay Area rival. Welcome back to the Levy Center. Joe Ritzo along with Micah Paik. Broncos have a 31-20 lead here over St. Mary's with 1:24 on the clock here in the second quarter. Tess Heels back in the game. A baseline inbounds.
He switched back to his zone. I think that kind of messed up the inbound play there.
Heel will have to create. Now with 2 to shoot. Frawley going baseline. The runner a little short. And a St. Mary's rebound.
That's a great job by Jeff Kamen coming out in his zone there. Nobody for the Broncos thought that they had a play set up 4-man. And the 2-3 did so well for the Gales in their first meeting. I'm glad they're back to that.
Gales need to find something that can work on this end of the floor now. And there was a good look. It's Hannah Rapp, her first points off the bench. And the Gales back within 9. Final half a minute now here of the second quarter. Here's Haraki, wide open. Can't get the 3 to go, and the rebound tapped and controlled by the Gales, who can now hold it for the final shot.
Again, this feels like a double-digit Broncos lead, but it's only a 9-point game with a chance to cut it to 7 or 6 here.
St. Mary's is hanging in large part due to ratcheting up the defense here in this second quarter.
Absolutely.
Stora loses the dribble, and it ends up in the hands of Mariah Hudgens, which will conclude the first half here in Santa Clara. Looked like a few moments there where the Broncos might really extend things, but St. Mary's hanging tough. And at the end of the first half here, from the Levy Center, Santa Clara 31, St. Mary's 22. We'll have more coming up next. (31-22) is the halftime lead for the Santa Clara Broncos. This Bay Area rivalry matchup as we take a look at some of the first half highlights. Before the game even started, that presentation honoring Tess Heel's 1,000 career points. And Heel got something going early for Santa Clara. This was a 7-point Broncos lead, 18-11. After the first quarter, the Broncos hit 4 threes in the first 5 minutes of the game. And their outstanding defense from Ashley Haraki to create a bucket. Give the Gales credit, though. They hung in the second quarter and really got it going defensively first, and ultimately crawled back to within 9 here at the half.
That second quarter was really a story of 2 halves. It was, you know, they came back really with Bamberger on the bench, too, and they did it all, like you said, Joe, on the defensive end. They got to keep that intensity up. Great job by Jeff Kamen switching out his zones, different zones, man defense, really kind of caught the Broncos flat-footed.
Gales beat the Broncos by 7 in their first meeting this year, just 2 weeks ago in Moraga. And it's Santa Clara trying to return the favor here today at the Levy Center. We'll take another break, come back with all of the first half stats. That's coming up in a moment here. Broncos leading the Gales by 9.
5, 4, 3.
Broncos have a 9-point halftime lead here over the St. Mary's Gales. Time now for our first half stats, brought to you by West Coast Sports Institute. We look at some of the top individual performers in that first half. Allie Bamberger for St. Mary's, the only player into double figures with 10 points, although was saddled with those 2 fouls late in the first half. Olivia Pollard, 9 points on 3 threes, 3 of 4 from distance. the Broncos' leading scorer. And how about Emma Schaefer, 7 rebounds and only 6.5 minutes off the bench in that first half.
Unbelievable. She's played the second least minutes here out of anybody, yet she has the most rebounds. Just shows she knows her role. Gotta love players like that.
Look at the team stats for the first half. The Broncos shot it at 40%, 5 out of 14 from three-point range. St. Mary's at 32%, including 4 of 11 from deep. The Broncos +8 in the rebounding margin. Santa Clara also did well taking care of the basketball. Only 4 first-half turnovers.
For St. Mary's, you know that three-point shooting probably won't hold. You got to start going more to the basket, put them in pick and rolls, create rotations, lead to some more easy buckets.
All right, well, we'll see what the second half has in store here. Usually a tight game in the later stages when Santa Clara and St. Mary's get together. That was certainly the case a couple of weeks ago. And we'll see if it develops in the same way here this afternoon. At the half from the Levy Center, it's the Broncos 31, the Gales 22. We'll have more after this. Halftime score here in Santa Clara, Broncos 31, and the Gales 22. Today's game brought to you by DevCon Construction, building the future of Santa Clara athletics. By Lux Bus America, covering more ground in more places. And by Pizza Chicago Santa Clara, serving the community since 1991. And also by One Workplace, creating spaces that inspire and transform the way you work. Well, a notable game here at the Levy Center, as you may have noticed. It is the annual Broncos Care Pink game for breast cancer awareness. All of the Gales players wearing the pink shoes, the teams with their pink warm-up shirts. Head coach Bill Carr getting into it with the pink polo that he is wearing here during the game. The annual pink game here at the Levy Center. Our Know the Foe now. The Broncos and the St. Mary's Gales. Look, these programs, these schools, very familiar with one another. St. Mary's over in Moraga, what, an hour away maybe from the Santa Clara campus. Got 3,200 undergrad students, and you see some of the notable alumni as well.
I kind of have the Bay Area triangle here with USF, St. Mary's, and Santa Clara. I actually live out in Orinda, so less than a 10-minute drive to St. Mary's.
So was I accurate? About an hour away from here?
About an hour away, I would say so, yes. You know, I see the alumni. They actually have Corbin Burns, too. You'll probably get a good look at him during the season for the Giants.
Recently traded Corbin Burns.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Certainly a notable baseball alumni at St. Mary's. Some of the scores from around the WCC. No surprise there. Gonzaga's got a significant lead on the road at LMU. 38-16, the halftime advantage. The Zags are still unbeaten in conference play right now with a 10-0 record. It's a big game going on as well in San Francisco today. The Dons taking on Pacific. And those are teams that are all kind of bunched together with the Santa Clara up near the top. And right now, USF has a 50-36 halftime lead over the Pacific Tigers. So a notable result there, and we'll see if USF can hang on and get what would be a pretty big win. The conference race. I'm
still going to need an explanation of why someone would want to go play in Spokane, Washington instead of Santa Clara, California. But Gonzaga, year in, year out, always has a great program, men's and women's. Obviously, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Suggs in the NBA for the men. And they're always ranked, always in there for the WCC tournaments.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's anyone stopping the Zags, at least in the regular season. But look, the great part of college basketball is everybody has an opportunity in the conference tournament.
Yes.
One game and you're out. And a single elimination deal, and who knows what could happen in those few days in Vegas next month.
You know, you go to a different location, people's, internal rhythm kind of gets off, different schedules, different routines. It's just, everything becomes uncertain. It's the beauty of that, beauty of March Madness. It's great about college basketball.
Santa Clara right now tied for third with San Francisco in the WCC standings. We talked about this a bit on Thursday night, but so critical to try and finish in the top 4 in that conference race. The 3 and 4 seeds both get byes into the quarterfinals. An important game for both teams. St. Mary's currently in 7th place in the conference. And they're looking for a second half comeback here, trying to sweep the season series against one of their Bay Area rivals. We are underway here in the 3rd quarter. Broncos up by 9. Corner 3 is no good from Mastora.
That was a pick play for Bamberger. Edmondson did a great job of blitzing the screener for a second, hedging, and then getting right back.
Broncos' first possession here of quarter number 3. Heel looking for a high screen. And a pass for Hiraki is deflected out of bounds with 12 to shoot.
I would like to see how many more pick and rolls the Gales run than the Broncos through. That was really the Broncos' killer last time they met up.
Here's Frawley to Ashley Hiraki. Had a good look, but misses the 3, and a Gales rebound.
If you're the Gales, though, you want Hiraki taking that 3 at only 22%. Good job of closing out on the 3-point shooters on that possession.
Minute gone by here in the 3rd quarter. Hannah Rapp, who didn't start the game, beginning things here in quarter number 3 for St. Mary's. Another missed 3. And the Broncos will try and push. Heals some contact, gives it up to Laura Edmondson for 3.
LE 13. And great job by the officials there. I love the no call. Keep the rhythm going. Don't, bog down this game on calls that really wouldn't affect anything too much there.
Edmondson really picks her spots well. 42% 3-point shooter. And it stretches the lead to 12 here for Santa Clara early in the 3rd quarter. Broncos' largest lead, 13, which they had in the 2nd quarter. Here's Bamberger, contested shot. She misses, and the rebound tracked down in the corner by Edmondson.
Fantastic job by Edmondson, staying solid, defending without fouling. Have her again.
Thought about it, instead dumps it down to Pollard. She'll turn and hit.
Is there anywhere on the court she can't shoot from?
Olivia Pollard.
I'm still thinking. No.
I mean, that was a nice quick turnaround from the elbow, just spotted up and knocked it down.
Ashley Hiraki gets a foot on that one.
I want to go back 2 possessions ago before the Pollard jumper. Edmondson did a great job staying solid, and that's the trust Bill Carr has put in Laura Edmondson. The original game, 14 days ago, they had a double Bamberger every time, which left back cuts and open people all game. Edmondson tonight staying solid one-on-one.
14-point Santa Clara lead here. Gales need a bucket. They don't get it there from Alcuso. This is Santa Clara's largest lead here of the game. Hiraki in front of the Broncos bench, up top to heel. Here's Pollard again.
Oh, mouse in the house.
This time a contested shot. No whistle, and it's out of bounds. Will still be Santa Clara ball.
Another adjustment as well by Bill Carr is putting Frawley onto Alcuso instead of Tess Heel, which is another good move by Carr. Heel was getting put in the post. She was really posting up as a point guard in their first matchup.
Good Great pass. Hiraki to Edmondson.
Well, sugar and spice right there. A nice 2-man game.
Broncos have started the second half here on a 7-0 run, and it's going to force a timeout from Jeff Kamen. Broncos coming out strong here in quarter number 3. 6:56 to go in the quarter. And Santa Clara now has opened up a 16-point lead.
All right, fans, time for our next contest here.
Santa Clara on a 7-0 run here to start the third quarter. And have opened up their largest lead of the day, 38-22. Broncos in front. See what the Gales do here out of the timeout.
They look to set up Alcuso down low.
Now they find an open Mastora for 3.
They don't go away, do they?
Second 3 for Mastora. 30% shooter from distance on the year.
Back into that zone for the Gales, 3-2 for them now.
Heel, a bounce pass intended for Edmondson, gets knocked away and stolen. Gales trying to build momentum here.
They're posting up Alcuso against the 6'3 Pollard. And Haraki gets the steal.
Another steal for Haraki. 2-on-1 developing. Frawley trying to hit Edmondson, and Edmondson loses it out of bounds.
The Broncos came out in this second half, kind of punched them in the mouth. Joe, what do you think the Broncos need to keep doing, and what does St. Mary's kind of need to adjust to in this second half?
Well, the Broncos, when they were really rolling, able to find open outside shooters. Credit the Gales. I mean, they have pretty much locked down the three-point line since the first 5 minutes. We know that's just such a huge part of the Santa Clara attack.
Absolutely.
And look, this is nothing new for St. Mary's. You think back to Thursday's game at USF, that was a double-digit deficit much of the day. And they just kept battling and battling, and it was a 2-possession game in the last minute. They did fall short, but they are not fazed by falling behind.
Just got to stay with it. Got to go quick here.
Nothing from distance here for the Broncos, so what do? You let Tess Heel create.
That's what she does, drowning in blue jerseys there. Really nowhere to go. She did a couple spins and just flips it up at the hoop, and of course, goes down.
Heel's got 10, second Bronco into double figures, joining Pollard's 11. Degree of difficulty on that shot. I mean, significant.
Tess Heel is 5'10", going up against the 6'3 Bamberger and doesn't even have her dribble. Still able to go in with the left hand.
Broncos by 13. Now at the midpoint here of the third quarter. Kuso, who's been very quiet, just 2 points. St. Mary's leading scorer.
You got to go to Bamberger. She's got Hudgens on her. Bamberger needs to call for the ball here.
5 to shoot. Now Bamberger will put it on the floor, and it's blocked. And they are going to call the foul. Hudgens trying to hang in there against the much taller player, and whistled for her second. So will take us to immediate timeout. We'll have free throws on the other end of this break. 4:41 to go in the third quarter, and Santa Clara is up by 13.
All right, it's time for a very special.
Broncos were up 9 at the half over St. Mary's, stretched it out to 16 there for a bit here in the third quarter. Now the margin at 13. Free throws coming for Allie Bamberger here. Bamberger 10 points to lead the way for the Gales. As we look at the Gales' upcoming schedule, they've got Gonzaga next at home. They'll play the Zags and the Pepperdine Waves at home. Their next stretch of contests.
They're in a brutal stretch right now. Just playing Portland a couple games ago, Gonzaga, then they have Gonzaga again. It's not going to lighten up for them at all.
Here's a steal from Hannafin, trying to find Jones, and Jones unable to handle the pass.
Little full court pressure. We saw this earlier too, 14 days ago.
Here's Hudgens, she's open, and she parries the three.
Again, great job keeping the ball moving. when you see double teams come, you have to know where you're going to go with the ball before you get it. So as soon as you do get the pass, it's no hesitation. You know where to go. And Pollard did a great job there finding Hudgens for the open corner 3.
7th made 3 for Santa Clara. Alma Estorra, she misses the 3 on the other end. Broncos by 15. Here's Hudgens. Can she do it again?
Back to back. Grooving high, Mariah Hudgens. Well, she deserves that. She gets the board. She pushes the pace, causes the miscommunication. St. Mary's can't match up. She earns that 3.
Hudgens heating up, and now the Broncos have pushed their lead up to 18.
In the blink of an eye, like another Bay Area team, like Golden State here, back-to-back 3s can change a game tremendously.
Here's Hannafin, a deep 3. There's an answer for St. Mary's.
She hit that from Croatia. Hannafin hitting some nice deep shots here early going. Not known for her 3-point shot, but she is shooting it at 34%, a 7% uptick from last year.
Experienced 4th-year player. Trying to keep the Gales within striking distance. Still a 15-point margin. Heel will put it on the floor, and she draws the foul.
A little back and forth sequence ends in favor of Santa Clara, thanks to Hudgens knocking down those 3s. St. Mary's needs to do a better job of knowing their personnel. I really think it's Hudgens, Frawley, Pollard, and Heel. You really just can't have open shots.
Now, Cuso was saddled with a foul there, her 3rd. Here's Tess Heel, and another Broncos 3.
Blues on the corner. Tess Heel, another player you just can't have open 3s for her. I know she's struggling 4 of her last 21 over the last 7 games, but she's a great 3-point shooter.
That one was halfway in from Jones. Offensive rebound, though, and a Santa Clara foul. Broncos have made their last 5 field goals, by the way.
Santa Clara foul, 13 by Edmondson. 2nd personal.
Good job by Alcuso fighting on those boards.
Emma Schaefer.
Foul was on Edmondson, her 2nd. She'll head to the bench with Emma Schaefer checking back in.
Now, Joe, I was doing some research on this game, and I saw Alcuso winning her 5th Freshman of the Week. She's won 4 in the last 5 weeks, and I'm like, man, that's quite impressive. And then I just happened to stumble across Tess Heel and saw she won 12 out of the 16 Freshmen of the Weeks last year. That is just unbelievable. I mean, Alcuso's doing great, but no chance to ever catch that pace. That is just wild.
Heel, the newcomer of the year, of course, in the WCC last season. And it's an award that Alcuso figures to be considered for this year.
Absolutely.
49-33, the Santa Clara lead. Here's Olivia Pollard. Yes, another 3 for Pollard.
It's a hot house in here. Olivia Pollard is simply unbelievable. I know the name on the court says the Levy Center. Man, they got to change it to the Pollard Pavilion. She cannot miss.
4 threes for Pollard today. Baseline jumper is good from Bamberger. Broncos have found their stroke, though, from deep. 5 of 6.
Boy, have they.
3-point range in this quarter. Little heat check there from Pollard. Missed that one. And that ball out of bounds to Santa Clara, and Alcuso is hurt. Slow to get up.
Let's hope she's okay. Looked like there was a water bottle she might have tripped on.
Grabbing her lower back, but is on her feet.
Of course, we get caught up in this fast-paced 3-point frenzy. And of course, in all of that, Emma Schaefer pulls down another extra possession.
1.5 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Here's Ashley Haraki. She's open, and the 3-point shot rims out. Bamberger grabbed the rebound, and then a reach-in foul beyond Mariah Hudgens.
Bronco foul, 23, Mariah Hudgens.
St. Mary's needs to slow down this game. They're kind of getting caught up in the pace here. They're running up and down the court. They're a big team. Play with your size, get inside, make it a little ugly here if needed.
Here's Hannah Rapp driving, and a nice move. Hannah Rapp, 4 points off the bench.
Nice drive there by Rapp with the left hand.
Another experienced fourth-year player in this Gales program. Should note that St. Mary's is significantly shorthanded right now. No Taylor Dalton. As we've got free throws coming here for the Broncos. Dalton with the New Zealand national team right now. Part of the 3-on-3 Olympic qualifying tournament in China. And is away from the team.
Yeah, they're definitely missing her presence. Just another ball handler who can shoot the basketball.
Here's the Broncos' upcoming schedule, brought to you by Heffernan Insurance. Boy, there's a big week coming up for Santa Clara. Thursday night, they'll be in San Francisco. Mentioned it a few times. The Broncos right now tied for third in the conference with the Dons. And then a week from today, they'll welcome in Portland here to the Levy Center. Portland's in second place, so you're fighting for one of those top 3 or 4 spots in the conference. These are the teams you've got to beat. San Francisco, Portland, and a huge opportunity awaits for Santa Clara in the coming days.
And this season, Bill Carr has done a great job of beating the teams they need to beat. That's why I was so shocked they dropped the game to St. Mary's just 2 weeks ago. But doing a good job here tonight. Great defense.
And it's Ashley Haraki drawing the contact. Hannafin whistled for the offensive foul. Broncos will bring Hudgens and Kadee back into the game with 38.9 on the clock. Broncos have gotten the offense going here in the third quarter, shooting it at 67% in this quarter.
Marys have to be careful. They got an offensive three-point shooting heavy lineup out there for the Broncos, with exception to Schaefer.
Kadee's got the ball over to Hudgens. Now Heel with 8 to shoot. Defense collapsing on Tess Heel. Kadee, the quick touch pass to Schaefer. Schaefer lost it going up. The Broncos keep possession with only 2 on the shot clock.
Good ball movement there. Nice touch pass. Schaefer just couldn't get a clean look. They stayed really solid down low.
Now Frawley and Haraki in for Kadee and Hudgens. Broncos have to go quickly. And Heel's pass intercepted. Gale's looking for a transition opportunity. Here's Hannafin. The trail 3 is no good. And Schaefer, the rebound to end quarter number 3. 23 points in that third quarter for Santa Clara. They got it going. Stretched the lead up to 19 there briefly. And now up 17 as we head to quarter number 4. Broncos 54, St. Mary's 37 here from the Levy Center. Fourth quarter is next. About to begin the fourth quarter here at the Levy Center. The Broncos leading the Gales 54-37. Broncos led by Olivia Pollard, 16 points. She's got 4 rebounds and 4 assists as well. Allie Bamberger, the top scorer on the St. Mary's side with 13, the only Gales player into double figures. Gales shooting it at 35%, Broncos at 48%, including 10 made threes. They'll look for another here. Ashley Haraki, a little long on the corner 3, and it's out of bounds to the Gales.
So Pollard has set a new career high in 3 out of the last 7 games. Does she make it 4 out of the last 8 here tonight? She's at 16 right now. She needs to get to 25, Joe.
Scored the 25 last Saturday in the convincing win at Pepperdine. Here's Maya Jones. Boy, the Broncos have just smothered Jones here today. Only 2 points after 22 against Santa Clara the first meeting.
Yeah, you bet she was on the scouting report.
Boy missing the shot. It's Santa Clara basketball right now in no hurry with a 17-point lead. Haraki drops it off for Edmondson. The defender hits the deck, but Edmondson misses the shot. Gales, on the other hand, they've got to go a little quicker. And good position down low for Hannah Rapp.
Yeah, good recognition as well. by Emily Foy.
And now Hanavan jumps the passing lane, a steal. And once more, it's Rapp. 4 quick points for St. Mary's. And that's going to force a Bill Carr timeout. With 8:29 to go in the 4th quarter, Santa Clara needs to regroup a bit. As St. Mary's is pulled back to within 13.
They don't go away.
All right, we'll take a break. Santa Clara 54, St. Mary's 41. Back in a moment. 8:29 on the clock. And the Broncos a 13-point lead over the St. Mary's Gales. Santa Clara, after calling a timeout, dealing with some pressure. They are able to break it. Here's Pollard. Defense goes flying by. Thought about it. Instead, the Broncos will set something up. Heel driving. Loses the ball. And it's going to be out of bounds, and it'll stay with Santa Clara.
I like that decision by Pollard. You're in the 4th quarter. You're leading by 14. No need to take a quick trigger 3, because if you don't get that, that's a transition opportunity for the Gales, and they're riding some momentum right now. Get the ball across safely. Run something out of your set. Let's see if they have something cooked up here out of the baseline.
Hudgens in for Frawley, 9 to shoot.
Oh, had Edmondson.
Now Heel in the corner, 3 on the shot clock. And her pass is stolen. Another transition opportunity. Jones spinning and rolling in. Maya Jones with a rare bucket.
Broncos missed so many open people on that last possession. Here's the double team. Someone's got to go to the ball. Got to bring help.
Remember, this is when St. Mary's made their comeback the other night against San Francisco. There's Haraki, a little long. Trying to track down her own miss. She does. Edmondson up top. Olivia Pollard misses the 3. And a long rebound to Jones. Momentum here for the Gales. They can get it back down to a single-digit game here with a bucket.
It's almost like a marathon runner, just pacing through the first 3 quarters, and then here in the 4th, they're emptying the tank.
Rapp gives it up to Hannafin. Now down low. And the miss from Vlahov. Interesting that St. Mary's doing this without Bamberger, without Okuso on the floor. As we get a tie-up. And on the possession arrow, it'll go to St. Mary's.
And we saw that in the 2nd quarter. Bamberger sat on the bench. A smaller, quicker, faster St. Mary's lineup kind of brought some juice as Bamberger comes back in now. You would like to see when St. Mary's gets the ball to the post, which they have been in this 4th quarter, somebody cut back door, cut right down the middle. Give Santa Clara something to think about.
Broncos scored 23 points in that 3rd quarter. They have not scored here in the 4th. Bamberger, that would have been a big shot.
Huge. But
she misses the 3.
You like the look, though.
Now Heel, and she travels.
The turnovers are piling up here in the 4th quarter. Santa Clara just needs to settle down. This pressure, similar to what San Diego threw up against them early on. They need to settle down, find their rhythm.
Doors open a bit here for the Gales. 6.5 remaining. Aggressive move. Now a kick out to Bamberger. She'll swing it to Hannafin. Open for 3. Make it a 9-0 Gales run.
You cannot leave Hannafin. She's been the one player who's been killing you guys from beyond the arc.
Now a foul in the backcourt will be on Jones. This is an 8-point game now.
Gales foul number 9, Maya Jones.
Basketball, more than any sport, is a game of runs. The Gales might have another push in them. If they want to get back into this game, really, they do have to give one more push. The Broncos right now just need to save every possession. They need to savor the ball.
Into the corner, it's Hudgens. And a big bucket for Mariah Hudgens and the Broncos.
Big, just stop the bleeding right there.
First points of the quarter. Santa Clara had gone nearly 4 minutes without scoring. Back to a 10-point lead.
Pollard has to stay connected with Hannafin there.
Bamberger will try another three. It's no good. A fight for the rebound, and the Broncos come away with it. Here's Hudgens. She's wide open. 4-3.
Blues on the corner. 5 straight points from Hudgens. Those are huge buckets. And what a pass by Maddie Narrow. She had Tess Heel coming to help her. She was in pressure. Just threw a one-hand whip pass over to that corner. And you find the 36% three-point shooter in Mariah Hudgens, who buries it.
Hudgens with 13 points now off the bench.
That's her third.
Bamberger will go to the line here with 5:12 remaining.
This is a 6% uptick in three-point percentage for Mariah Hudgens this season. She was around 30% last year.
11 of those 13 points for Hudgens have come in the second half. And a little spurt there. It's the Gales back on their heels just a bit.
Hudgens comes from a family of basketball players. Her father, Drake, actually played at Seattle Pacific and then in Brazil. Let's see how they deal with the pressure here. 2 ball handlers in the game in Narrow and Heel.
Bamberger with the 2 free throws. Brings the Gales back to within 11. Still this pressure defense from St. Mary's. Hudgens finds a teammate. Now the Broncos swing it over to Heel. Here's Laura Edmondson turning and facing Pollard. Misses the turnaround jumper. Gales basketball in transition. Mastora ahead, and it'll be a defensive foul on Santa Clara as Heel got knocked over. She'll be whistled for the foul, her first.
The Broncos there on that right side ice the screen, force them towards the baseline. They're blitzing screeners. When a team does that, something has to give, and it normally happens on the back end or on the weak side. So the player on the back end or the weak side has to flash their arms up, make themselves available, cut baseline, do something to show the ball handler that they're open.
11-point lead for Santa Clara, 4:40 left. Broncos were up by as many as 19 in the third. Gales got it down to within 8 a little over a minute ago. Bamberger will kick it back out. Emily Foy for 3 is short, but an offensive rebound.
Let Bamberger go to work here. She has the smaller Mariah Hudgens on her.
There she goes, and it's blocked out of bounds. Good defense. Kosu will now come back in. Still 12 to shoot here for the Gales.
I'm interested to see if Cameron goes back to Hannafin for some three-point shooting. There's a good block.
Kosu having the shot blocked.
There it is, double on Narrow. She's got to look up.
And she ends up out of bounds. A Santa Clara turnover. Turnovers are piling up for the Broncos. They're now at 9 turnovers in this second half. Had only 4 in the first half.
As expected, Hannafin runs to the scorer's table, so she'll be in at the next dead ball.
Good ball movement. Going baseline is wrapped, and it's a tie-up. Good Santa Clara defense there, and they'll get the ball in the alternating possession.
And Alcuso's young. Alcuso's a freshman, and that's kind of where you need to see her develop her game at the outside shooting. She's won for her last 9 in the last 5 games from beyond the arc. And right there, she had an open three-pointer, but obviously doesn't feel super confident. Passed it up.
More pressure from the Gales. Broncos do break it. Here's Hudgens. She'll try from the other corner and hit.
It's a dizzy atmosphere here in the Levy Center. Mariah Hudgens is shooting this team alive in the fourth quarter.
4 threes for Hudgens. Now with 16 points overall, matching Pollard for the game high. And a little bit more breathing room for Santa Clara, but here come the Gales, just not going away. Another 3 from Mastora.
10 with 2, that's always the rule. 10-point lead with 2 minutes in the game.
Haraki will dribble it back out inside of 3 minutes left. 62-51, 11-point Santa Clara advantage.
Someone's got to come to the ball.
Hudgens is fouled. It will only be the second team foul in the quarter on the Gales.
That's another kind of freshman growing pain there from Micah Jones. You're playing great defense. There's 9 on the clock, and you just get a silly blocking foul, a little overzealous there. You would like to see her just, you don't really need to be all up in her grill. Just kind of give her some space and play solid.
Here's Olivia Pollard now in the corner. Can't hit the three. Hudgens tapped the rebound. A fight for it. Players on the floor. And we'll get a held ball. This time it'll go to the Gales.
Hustling Hudgens there, doing a great job trying to create an extra possession. Unfortunately, it's just not their turn on the possession. Joe, what would you like to see the Broncos, do here just to kind of finish out this game up 11?
Now at this point, just kind of play your game. Stay solid defensively. And that's one way to do it. An illegal screen. And a foul on Jones will give it back to Santa Clara. Broncos have, I think, overall defended very well in the half court today. Much better compared to when they played the Gales 2 weeks ago.
Absolutely. Do you like what Bill Carr's doing here, just putting in a lot of ball handlers here in the game?
Well, you have to do it against this pressure. And we'll get a foul here on St. Mary's. It'll be on Mastora. 2:24 left. That was the 4th team foul, so the next one will put Santa Clara at the line. Haraki in trouble, finds Tess Heel. And now Heel's pass is broken up.
Good defense from the Gales, kind of bottled up Heel in that corner, used the sideline and baseline as another defender.
2 minutes left. Hamburger down low, up top to Hannafin. Gales need it, and they get it. Leia Hannafin with a 3. And it's back to an 8-point margin.
So when you bring in ball handlers like the Broncos have done, you sacrifice some size and defense, and you have to double Bamberger, which leaves Hannafin open for another 3.
Here's Pollard finding a wide open Hudgens. Broncos break the pressure there. And they're back up by 10 with 90 seconds left.
That bucket right there is a big, just settle down, make it double digits.
And now a foul on Heel. Means free throws coming for the Gales. 1:26 left. Gales have got it down to 8 on a couple of occasions, but haven't gotten any closer than that here in this 4th quarter.
With the shot clock at 30 seconds, it almost enters the game of fouling to kind of stop the clock here for the Gales. We'll see what Jeff Kamen wants to do. If he wants to try to go for the steal, or if they're going to start fouling here after the half, after they pass the timeline pretty much.
Cuso hits both free throws. So once again, it's an 8-point game. Full court pressure here from St. Mary's. And there's the foul in the backcourt. I don't think they were giving that intentionally.
Yeah, ideally you'd like to try to get, the time violation, and once they get across the timeline, then commit the foul. They're just a little aggressive. Again, if you're the Broncos, though, you kind of enjoy, you don't want to lose this game. You don't want it to get too interesting, but it's a great practice having a little bit of an 8-point cushion to practice against this type of full court pressure, something you'll definitely see in the tournament.
Ashley Haraki will shoot a couple of free throws. Just the 7th and 8th free throw attempts for Santa Clara in this game. Two out of 2 for Haraki. Broncos by 10. Frawley now back in for Hudgens. Hudgens to the bench with a game-high 18 points, and 16 of those coming in the second half.
Hudgens did a great job offensively, really kept them grounded in this fourth quarter.
Kuso hitting the bucket, but then another foul in the backcourt quickly. Again, I don't think that was the design there for the Gales.
They're trying to go for the steal, yeah.
Going for the steal initially, but a quick foul with 1:09 left and an 8-point game. This time it'll be Matty Nero at the line. 1 out of 2 shooting free throws today.
Nice to see Nero get some meaningful free throws here towards the end of the game. Kind of test her poise.
Two free throws. Broncos will sub Hudgens back in here. 1:09 left. And it's a 10-point game. Gales need to score and score quickly. Bamberger hands it off to Hannafin. Now back to Bamberger. Under a minute to go. Now Kuso turning. Unable to hit the shot. The rebound knocked out of bounds by St. Mary's.
Kuso has just struggled to find her footing tonight. 21 points in their last matchup. Today just hasn't really gotten anything going.
And Santa Clara is going to use a timeout here with 52 seconds left. Chance to advance the ball. The Broncos right now up by 10. One of the keys to the game today was Santa Clara shooting the 3-ball. When they get it going from distance, so tough to beat, especially on this floor. That's exactly what they've done. 12 out of 27 from 3 today.
Wow. Yeah, the Broncos live by the 3 and they die by the 3. And you know who else does? The Gales. Not in terms of shooting threes, but they give up a league most 23 three-point attempts per game to the other team. So they're okay letting teams shoot threes. Unfortunately, it did not pay off for them tonight.
Some of the biggest shots from Santa Clara today has been from Mariah Hudgens. 4 of 5 shooting threes, and all 4 of those made threes have been here in the second half. And the Gales have made a couple of pushes, and Mariah Hudgens has had an answer every time.
Yes, really helped close out this game.
Officials right now are at the monitor, perhaps looking at that last play prior to the timeout.
I don't know if they're checking to see who the ball was out on or the time on the shot clock and game clock should be. I think they're checking for possession. Joe, what type of momentum does this give the Santa Clara Broncos? They've won their last 3. Hopefully, if they can close this out 4, trying to close out the season. Their best season since 2015-2016.
Yeah, closing in on a 20-win campaign. If they can get one today, would be their 19th victory of the year. We talked about next week. I mean, next week are the kinds of games you want to be playing in mid-February. Meaningful games against top teams in the conference, USF and Portland. And you want to have as much momentum going into those 2 contests as we do get another look at that last play, the rebound attempt underneath the St. Mary's basket. And they are going to stay with the original call of Santa Clara basketball.
I think it's just one of those instances where not enough information on the replay to overturn what was called on the court.
So with 52 seconds left, Broncos will inbound from in front of their bench. Tess Heel gets clobbered there at the baseline.
In the bonus.
And a foul on Rapp with free throws coming now for Heel.
Heel, a very good free throw shooter. You would expect for her to make both of these.
Tess Heel at the line, bonus foul, 2 shots.
Heel's got 13 points today, plus 6 assists.
You talk about a lot of players having such great freshman seasons and then kind of hit that sophomore wall or sophomore slump. Really hasn't happened for Tess Heel. She's been better in almost every statistical category there is.
And that's with the defense focusing on her every game.
Yes.
I mean, she is number 1, number 2, and number 3, I think, on the opposing scouting reports. And that's nothing against the other players on this Broncos team. But she is a true difference maker and one of the best scorers in the country.
Absolutely. And Pollard is trying to take that kind of Scottie Pippen role, that secondary scorer you can really rely on. And she's done so in the last couple games. But Tess Heel is just really that star player. And to have a player like that has really totally changed the dynamic of this team.
They're getting to the point now. 3 weeks left in the regular season. You think about the leading contenders for Conference Player of the Year. And they could probably pick just about anybody in that Gonzaga starting lineup. And they've got several candidates, but Tess Heel's right up there, I think. Here's the Santa Clara steal as Maddie Narrow comes away with it. And the Broncos seemingly in a good position here, up 12, and now we get a held ball. As 2 players converged on Haraki, it will still be Broncos basketball in the alternating possession. 38.8 on the clock. Gales still competing, down by 12.
Like to see out of first-year head coach Jeff Cameron. He brings us over from Long Beach State. The game's never over till the buzzer sounds.
Again, Haraki getting trapped, and a timeout's called by the bench. Santa Clara will stop things here with 31.9 seconds remaining.
30-second timeout.
Broncos making this a little harder than it needs to be here coming down the stretch. Just need to find your ball handlers. If she gets trapped, you got to send help. Get the ball over the timeline. They're going to have to foul you here.
Broncos have held the Gales to 39% shooting today. And that has certainly been key. Santa Clara's defensive effort. That game, by the way, is a final. Gonzaga wins again, 71-47.
Any surprises?
Zags stay unbeaten. They're late in the game in San Francisco. About 3 minutes to go. The Dons are still up on Pacific, 73-65.
Oh, look at Hudgens showing off her handles.
But has the pass stripped, stolen, and then stolen back by Ashley Haraki.
Haraki's just stat padding for steals at this point.
And I think that's going to do it. Gales fought to the very end, and they did get it down to single digits a few times there in that fourth quarter. But in the end, it was not enough. And the Santa Clara Broncos get a big home win, much needed after they were beaten by this Gales team in Moraga a couple of weeks ago. They come back and get a 12-point victory and pick up win number 19 on the year.
It's really good for the Broncos. They lost the last 5 against this St. Mary's team. They wanted to win. They were the better team, and they showed that here tonight. But you got to love the Gales' effort. They continue to fight the whole game. They got down big at the start, didn't give up. Got down big at the start of the second half, still didn't give up, kept fighting. And eventually, the Santa Clara Broncos three-point shooting has been the theme all year. They're second just behind Gonzaga in the conference at three-point shooting. They do it again here tonight.
That's 4 wins in a row now for the Broncos, and all 4 by double digits. So taking care of business. And it sets the stage now for another rivalry game that will be coming up on Thursday evening on the Hilltop against the University of San Francisco. We await Broncos head coach Bill Carr here courtside after this 70-58 Santa Clara win, snapping that 5-game losing streak here to the St. Mary's Gales. St. Mary's with the loss, falling to 3-7 in conference play, and 10-14 overall, as these two teams split their 2 regular season meetings here this season. All right, joined now by Broncos head coach Bill Carr, our Rabbit Automation post-game interview. And Coach, this was a nice win. It had that rivalry feel. The Gales never did go away in that 4th quarter, but your group finds a way for a 4th straight win. How did they get it done here this afternoon?
Well, you know, I thought defensively we were good, you know, for the most, and they're good. They ISO you, and they got good one-on-one players. They're going to score points. But I thought we stuck with the game plan for the most part and moved the ball against their zone in the second half. And, you know, Mariah came off the bench and was 7 for 10.
We're starting to be right where you're competing.
Just
beat the Gales 70-58. Santa Clara now 19-7 overall, 7-4 in WCC play, and 4 consecutive wins overall. This was a nice win for Santa Clara. 3 players led the way offensively. Mariah Hudgens with 18 off the bench. Olivia Pollard with 16 and 15 points plus 6 assists for Tess Heel. The Broncos ended up shooting it at 46%, 12 of 27 from 3-point range. Micah, what kind of jumps out on the final stats here for you today?
The 3-point percentage has to be one at 44%. But what I like to see actually is how they were supposed to dominate the boards, and they did exactly that at 36 rebounds. St. Mary's is not a great rebounding team. Santa Clara actually is a pretty good offensive rebounding team, and they showed that here tonight, led to a lot of second chance opportunities.
All right, so the Gales, they're heading back home now, and all they have to do is take on the best team in the conference. They'll have a matchup with Gonzaga on Thursday, and for Santa Clara, it's another rivalry game. They don't get to sit back on this too much because a huge one with USF on the road on Thursday.
Yeah, USF's a good team. It's another Bay Area game. USF's another good measuring stick, but these are games you have to get, especially if you want to be a team and you want to play and show that you are a 19-win team and be a 20-win program. You got to beat teams like USF.
Broncos will go for that 20th win. They've never done that in the Bill Carr era, and they'll look for that 20th victory on Thursday night. Be sure to join us next Thursday, February 15th. Santa Clara softball team hosts Nevada in their home opener at 4 p.m. Pacific. That's right here on ESPN+. For my partner, Micah Paik, and the entire ESPN Plus production team, I'm Joe Ritzo, thanking you for watching. The Broncos get the win on their home floor. They beat the Gales 70-58. This has been a presentation of ESPN.